a stock is a legal claim on the assets and income of a company. So when you buy a stock, you give a company your money for them to conduct their operations in exchange for a piece of their company. And that's backed up by a legal claim on their assets, so the property they own, their inventory, all the things that are owed to them, as well as the money they're making. So when you own a common share in a stock, you have many different rights.
That you make to and so it could be the government or like a company. So you give them money and an interest rate is like settled when you buy it. Each year they give you like these installment payments based on that interest rate. And then when the bond matures, they give you the full amount of money. They're pretty low risk, but they're also like reward too. If you get government bonds, they're like pretty secure.
It's down, so you might as well buy more. Yeah, so usually when the economy is up, don't sell. When the economy is down, I like to buy more.
Any other questions?
Yeah, and also when the economy is doing really bad, so say like there's like high interest rates going on in the economy. A lot of companies tend to do like poorly, especially tech companies, and that also would be a good time to invest in bonds because you'll get a higher yield on your investment. I don't know what's doing bonds. You can talk to.
That's just the amount that they made it for like whoever made Bitcoin.
Megan, just tell the audience here what's going on at your station, please.
So we have a $10,000 stock competition. We split $5,000 per stock, and we run you through a small simulation through the time span of about a month, and we see how much profit you made, and you go on the leaderboard to win a prize.
Nice, and they're going to win a prize. Whoever invests the best.
We'll announce later.
That's fun. Jonas, just tell us what's going on over here at your station.
Yeah, so we have 4-3B fees.
What's up, Ben?
Talking about
You want to join this competition?
jobs that are government
So here's the
employed,
gist.
such as multiple.
You're going to be given $10,000. You're going to choose 2 different stocks.
that are associated with
And then we're going to put $5,000 into each stock.
All right, thank you. Very
I'm going to
important.
write down the symbols.
What can I do with the smaller coins? So something like Solana, if you're familiar with like the NFTs, right? A lot of those were built on different coins. And one of Devin's favorite coins is a gaming coin. So it's literally almost like an application that you can build video games off of that get you real money from the coin. So there's things that you can do with them. They're not just a bunch of different random things.
What's this graph we're looking at here,
So
Robbie?
this graph right here is Bitcoin's current price right now. So it's about $68,000 per Bitcoin. And so if you wanted to buy Bitcoin, you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin. You buy like 0.1. So you can buy $6,800. So this is a daily chart. So each candle right here is how
Hey, come by the
where
investment
the
club
price
Wednesdays after
was
school.
each day.
Wednesdays after school
So
investment club. We
basically,
talk about all this.
back in September 2023, Bitcoin was at
Room 1104.
$25,000, and since then, in about 5 months, it's up almost 2.5.
And Devin, would you care to make a prediction on where Bitcoin will be 1 year from today, March 15, 2025?
1 year today, I like Bitcoin just above 100,000, but I think crypto as a community, like all the smaller coins like Ethereum and Solana, will be much higher and much like.
So you're more bullish on the smaller coins,
Yeah.
almost like a small cap stock versus a blue chip like Microsoft.
I agree. What do you think about it, Ryan?
Yeah, I would agree with Devin, and I think like what Devin was also saying with like all the other altcoins going higher is that I just think that the market is going to become more accessible, and like a lot of people, especially with the cycle going on right now and a lot of the uptrends, people are like getting involved and people are coming into investment seminars to learn about crypto. So I think that just in general, the market's going to go up, and like people are going to have their attention drawn to it, which is going to increase.
Devin, can you speak to the event in February with BlackRock and how that might impact the price of Bitcoin and crypto?
So back in late January, February, a Bitcoin ETF was launched or approved by the SEC. So this basically means anyone with like a E-Trade or Charles Schwab account that Thomas over there mentioned about, you could actually go on that account and buy Bitcoin actually. Because it's a spot ETF, that means when you buy it on the account, BlackRock, these big companies have to buy it on the chain. So basically, there's something like 2 weeks ago I saw that each day there was about $3 billion of inflow into Bitcoin each day from these ETFs, which basically means billions of dollars from these trading accounts of people and hedge funds. They're going into the Bitcoin chain, and that's really why we see such a growth right now.
And to make a distinction between some of the older quote ETFs versus the new spot ETF, this is why it's such a big deal. Like this is a real price increase. So, like Devin said, the Bitcoin actually has to be bought on the chain when you buy this spot ETF. It's not just paper money. You're not just trading it on paper. They actually buy the Bitcoin for you.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Josh, tell us a little about your real estate station here.
So real estate investing is more so about purchasing properties, managing and leasing them. What I have here are the types of most recognizable forms of real estate. And here is land real estate. Of course, there's no drawing, but it's just the purchase of land to use to create any sort of property.
I'm in Solana right now.
There's some factors you have to consider, such as space available and environmental
$500
factors.
I bought it for $500. I think
Some things you don't have to consider.
I think I bought it for $500.
Leasing and it is one coin.
But again, a lot of
Josh, love the outfit. Zachary, tell us what's going on here with the hottest stocks of 2024. What should we be getting our money into?
So at the top we have Health, Beauty, SoundHound and AI, Celsius and Coinbase. And I'm sure you learned about a lot about Coinbase at the previous table, but SoundHound AI is basically Spotify mixed in with all of your favorite GPS apps where you can play your favorite music, where they've currently merged with restaurants to play their music.
Oh, we're
done. Makeup products, and where you're getting your best bang for the buck.
I wasn't first. I wanted
value equation. They feel their low prices, you get the best value for your product. And Celsius,
I had CrowdStrike.
promoting weight loss,
CrowdStrike
low-calorie drinks, and all of the different flavors. They can increase metabolism and burn calories at the same time.
interesting. Brian, what are you focusing on right now?
I have two AI stocks and two biotech companies. SMCI is up in the last 12 months they're up 1,000%, and they kept on that momentum as they're up 300%. They are really big on cloud computing, 5G edge computing, and they're also big on AI innovation. They also have customers such as NVIDIA, which is one of my stocks. They are at the forefront of AI, and excuse me.
You get choked up when you talk about AI stocks, huh?
It's really emotional. Really gets me going, actually.
All right, well, thank you. Lola, tell us what you're doing over here. This looks like a good station.
For Women's History Month, I decided to talk about 3 famous female investors. Up here we have Kathy Wood. She is the CEO of ARK Invest, which is an ETF that buys stocks. And here we have her top 10 holdings. Her company was doing really well, but then 2021 took a big hit with COVID. And she has this investing philosophy that you should buy younger stocks that are more in like AI and energy storage, because she believes that those are the game changers for our economy. So, and then down here we have Adriana Cisneros. She has her own conglomerate that's self-made, or self-named, which is called Cisneros. And she's known more for her philanthropic efforts. She supports education and social development initiatives, and she's the top businesswoman in Venezuela. And then up here we have Melissa Bradley. She's currently a professor at the School of Business at Georgetown, and she's the founder and CEO of the company 1863 Ventures, which is a nonprofit that helps those who are underestimated in our society and to give them an opportunity to grow a business.
Fantastic. Great job.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed that. Alpha, can you tell me a little bit about what's going on in the commodity markets and why you think this is a worthy place to invest?
I happen to think that commodity markets are a pretty good place to invest because commodities actually work best with inflation. So they can be a pretty safe investment if your current economy or current country is facing inflation. Also, I'd like to add that if you are interested in investing in commodities, I suggest first starting out with the metallic market, because it's pretty forgiving to beginners, since other markets tend to be more volatile and more due to speculation in terms of pricing in comparison to metals.
Love it. What's on here?
Sure, the slideshow. The slideshow just tells you like an overview.
Yeah, let's go through some of the commodities you're focusing on today.
All right, so first I start off with corn because maybe the suit that you're wearing right now, it might be made out of polyester, which has corn inside of it.
Polyester, excuse me. This is a Michael Strahan model. Michael does not use polyester, but go ahead.
But as we continue, here are the different kinds of commodity markets. Starting off with energy, metals, livestock, and agriculture.
Yeah.
Livestock includes like stuff like milk and other animals. Here's the energy market for, just say, oil. Oil tends to be what's the most popular commodity right now, and energy is the most popular commodity market. The prices tend to be pretty volatile, so I would suggest investing in it. I also like to add that the commodity market for oil has a pretty high barrier of entry if you want to say be an investor. However, there tends to be a pretty good. After you get through that barrier of entry, the salary in terms of you being an investor or working with a firm that invests in energy-related commodities tends to be pretty significant. I'd also like to add that the energy market is pretty risky. Of course, any tension that flares up in the Middle East tends to impact the commodity market.
All right.
In terms of the metal market has been pretty forgiving for beginners. One thing I would like to add though is that you should know your metal exchange. That's where the big metal trading copper exchange, your iron exchange, and the biggest commodity in the metal market right now is iron. Iron is pretty plentiful.
All right, I got to move down the line, but I'll be back. Thank you.
He coined it after realizing that reliably traded over $200, saw long-term growth and more reliability.
So blue chips are more stable than the stocks. They're less volatile, which means that the price changes less often. So they're more safer investments, but you also tend to make less money than you would.
So is there a game here? I see prizes.
So what makes a blue chip company? So the benchmark market cap for a blue chip company is usually $10 million. Additionally, they've also been they're well established and they have been
successful for many years?
Yeah.
What you were going to say, Jenny?
No, yeah, for many years. So they're well established and they have history over like 30 years. And additionally, they're also a part of the major indexes of the Dow Jones or the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq.
Okay, now we're gonna play the game.
So yeah, keeping that in mind, use it to help you. Yeah.
Okay. Is it blue chip? You guys can guess. Do you think it's a blue chip?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Look a bit closely at the
market cap.
The market cap and the year established.
That was a hard one.
Yeah, that was a hard one. That was
They have
our
a big
trick
market cap, but they do not have a long history.
And last one. You guys can
Thank you, girls. So you guys are all personally investing in the market with real money right now. So tell us a little bit about your experience. Let's start with you, Julio.
My experience. I started investing a little over 4 months ago, and I started with little money. And right here, you can see that I've invested in all these companies: Nvidia, Nike, AMD. We have Jasmine and Rochelle and Lumens. And my first experience was these three. I buy them at the same time, and as you can see, I saw a little too early. So I didn't lose money, but I didn't make money.
Jake, tell us a little bit about your investing experience.
So I started about like 2 years ago, but really like gave it a hiatus. So I started with like a couple companies, one the people who own GTA and all that, and then another advertising company that was just in the industry I heard about. And so I started with $500 from like birthday money, all that stuff. And I put it in, I said, why not? It's a good lesson no matter what. And then it rose up a lot, you can see here. And it was a great learning experience just to know how to manage money.
Thank you. Devin, you've been very outspoken spoken in class about your stock picking. Tell me about what stocks you have bought and how you go about selecting them.
So I'm always watching news, and I've personally loved tech stocks recently and like AI companies. I've invested in Nvidia. I invested at 400 a share. It got to about 900 where I sold some of it. I invested in Sound AI, which is Sheets. SoundHound AI, where you can see that I made 120% back on my investment. And I'm really liking tech stocks right now. I'm liking the AI trend, and that's really what I'm into personally.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing how your stocks do. Ladies, tell us about these books. I love reading.
Okay, so we have, I think, 5 books here. So the first book is Simple Path to Wealth. Yeah. So basically, it talks about how you can like gain financial independence by like keeping not taking too much risk. And then when it comes to the money game, it talks about how the stock market is like a game, and most people they invest in stocks because they want to see the process that goes along the stocks instead of the money. So like when they see that they're doing good during the process, they start to work more on the stock market. When it comes to One Up on Wall Street, it goes along with not taking too much risk on stocks, and also doing the trends that you know, and also like seeing how stocks are going in like life.
Thank you. Devin, you've into the movie scene here. What do you advocate for movies about the stock market or investing in general?
Just entertainment. I feel like it'll spark an interest for a lot of people to be more into economics and stocks and investing as a whole. And I feel like, I mean, for me, when we watched 2 of these movies in class, I feel like I was more into the subject rather as opposed to just reading textbooks or going online doing simple research.
All right, thank you so much. Gentlemen, tell us about the Magnificent Seven. I heard a lot about them and how they drove up the overall stock market in 2023.
Yeah, the Magnificent Seven are the 7 biggest companies in technology, and they own a third of the S&P 500 index, or they control a third of the S&P 500 index. They're all together closing in on a $13 trillion market cap.
Wow.
And the biggest market cap here is Microsoft, followed by Apple, and the smallest is Tesla.
Now, let me ask you this, Jorge. Do you think in 2024 we will have these same Magnificent Seven, or do you think there'll be some new ones, or some will get kicked out?
I think it'll be similar. There could be a few changes. I mean, I could see Tesla maybe getting out because it's not too high on that.
And I think all these companies are constantly renovating, and they're very future-proof based on how much they're producing and how much they keep on growing each year.
Also, I feel like AI as of recently has been very popular. So we have a lot of AIs like NVIDIA, Apple's working, when they come out with headsets, they're working on things like they're seeing through the people. Meta obviously owning a bunch of companies such as Facebook, Instagram. They own a VR company, Oculus.
Well, thank you so much. Really interesting stuff. Gentlemen, tell me about your investing strategies.
Mr. Gurney, I have a question for you. Would you consider yourself a risky stock trader or a safe stock trader?
I'm probably somewhere in between. You know, I was riskier when I was younger. Now that I have fewer years to earn income, I'm probably a little safer.
Okay, so for a safe trader, I'd recommend one of these 2 strategies, either using diversification of your portfolio or investing mostly in indexes. So diversification I'll talk about first. So it's a very simple concept. Basically, you want to buy stocks within multiple different fields. So for example, we have sports, technology, and food right here. And this will make sure that you minimize your losses, but the counter effect of that is that you also sort of minimize your gains. And the fact that if one of your 3 things does really well, you're only getting the profits from 1/3 of the portfolio. And then for indexes, Zach, you want to take this?
Yeah, so the index is like the S&P 500, the Dow Jones. It's basically a group of a bunch of different companies
all wrapped up into this one index, which the market follows. And it's one of the safest ways to make money because it's long-term growth. So you'll see like over 10 years, you might see like a large return on investment.
Yeah.
But it takes a while. It takes a while to get there. But overall, one of the best ways to ensure that you make money in the long run, because the stock market is always, not always, but for the most part, the overall trend is increasing.
Thank you, guys. Really
More about indexes, so I'm sending off the West.
Oh, thank you, Wes.
So basically, these are the four major indexes, or indices actually: the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, the Nasdaq, and the Russell 2000. Let me explain a little bit what an index is first. Basically, it's just a large group of stocks all grouped together to make one ticker, which is like the S&P 500, for example. It's 500 of the largest stocks in the U.S. stock exchange, all grouped together at one. So some examples of these are Apple, Microsoft, Uber. The Dow Jones is actually the top 30 stocks in the U.S. stock exchange. That's like your bigger blue chip stocks such as Amazon, Nike, Coca-Cola. And then the Nasdaq is actually more tech stocks. It's the top 100 tech stocks, which is like Nvidia, Meta, Johnson & Johnson. They do biotech as well. That's why Johnson & Johnson. And then the Russell 2000 is actually kind of the opposite of all of these, where it's the small cap stocks. Not very many companies have heard of on there. But one thing about the indices is they're very good tellers of the market. You know, if you want to just get your foot in the door on the stock market, you look at the S&P 500 every day, and you can really understand where the market is going. Also, you get a consistent 10% money, which is really cool because there's nothing that can almost guarantee that, like the S&P 500. So as you can see right here, if you invest just a little bit in, it's a pretty good chance that you're going to get some money back. Now,
Wes, I want to thank you. We got to move on to our discussion, but thank you so much.